it's Wednesday. I'm in a really good mood. I don't know why. How you doing, Jen?
I'm actually a little bit happier. You know how earlier I was a little bit whiny about C11 passing? What it did is it passed the reading, so it hasn't necessarily passed yet. I'm not really happy that it's passed the next step, but maybe the next step leads to it being kicked into the can, because that's where that one should go.
We'll probably have to talk about it during the stream. How you doing, Terry?
I'm not bad. Sleepless night last night, so I am a bit tired, but other than that, all is well.
I haven't slept well since my mom passed. I don't want to bring her up too often, but
yeah.
I haven't slept. I'm a person who can sleep. I mean, I can sleep, but I don't know if they're related or not. I don't know, but I just haven't been able to have a good sleep. Like, I can get to sleep, but I have a tendency to wake up more than I used to. Not just to pee. Everybody has to do that, but it's been a little weird lately.
Well, you're also worrying about other family too. So you know, between her and weight is a thing.
Yeah.
I remember having this weird conversation with Kendra back when she was still alive, and in all honesty, the weirdest part about it is I kept using gaming references. Because sometimes in life it does kind of feel like you only have so much time, you only have so much energy, and sometimes the weight of the world kind of balances and imbalances both. You know, and I took some of that from probably Buddhism. I'm not gonna lie. I don't doubt some of that sounds very Buddhist. But yeah, it's a balance. So like I kind of feel you for different reasons. Like luckily the only person in my life I've lost is a friend that I love dearly, but you know, I have worries about my brother too, because his health has been up and down, and my mom got another booster and she was super duper proud of herself, and I'm looking at her like, you know what, Mom, as long as you're happy. You know what, as long as, because this will be booster number 4. She's fine.
Wow.
You know what? She actually is. She might be that weird person who will take like 6 or 7 of them and be fine. But I'm not going to do that.
We could actually talk about boosters tonight, but let's say hi to chat first.
Hi, chat.
Who do we have in chat tonight? Cynic, Moo. What is Tailed come by? Moo. Clausen says cow. Who else we got? OG. Keyrim, hi, sweetie.
Hi, Keither.
Who else? Scrolling.
And we got Alexandrius.
What's that?
From I can't pronounce it.
I'm still scrolling.
I said Tyrius in chat. He's like Tyrannius Alexandrius Tremelius.
Oh yeah, I didn't get down that far. How's it going, Tyr? Welcome to chat.
I still like to try.
You're braver than I. Yeah.
Well, you know that last part of your name though kind of reminds me a little bit of Tamara, because her last name is Leach, and fair enough, she's still a political prisoner.
Oh right.
I mean,
right.
I think Tremere Lich is a Vampire the Masquerade reference. I know. Tremere is one of the clans that you can be in that game.
I know, but it just fits so well.
The reason it takes me so long to get everybody in chat mentioned is because I'm running out of room in my screens, and I have the chat box separated out from the actual website, so it just sits here in a little box by itself. You can pop out chat, the little option you can pop out the chat, but it's very vertical. Because if I don't have any room, if you look over on the right hand side where it has all the stats for my computer while I'm running the show, it's if I try to do anything with it, it'll overwrite those things and it gets in the way. So it has a very limited amount of screen room. And when you make it very vertical, very thin, you have to scroll because everything becomes 5, 6, 7 lines. So that's why it takes me so long to get down to the people. And you guys all come in so early and you start talking and stuff like that. So that's a good thing. Not complaining. So that's why it took me a while to get down to tier. Nothing personal. It's all good.
Interaction is good, but also I was freaking out because Twitter's been mad crazy for me, and I know part of it's my own fault. Like I said 3 days ago, I was just sincerely letting people know my real opinion. I can. You
gotta be careful with that,
Yes. I tried to make sure that I didn't use the C word this time. Like I was very careful about not using naughty language, but just letting people know that when they enact laws, that are punishable by ideas or by your thoughts or by your opinions, when the hands change, sometimes the people remember and they have resentment. So those things can be used against you. That's why we come to the middle and don't go to those places. And if I got in trouble for that, well, that's fine, Twitter. You put me in the no-no box. But you know what, Twitter? Elon's probably going to fire those people.
I'm not worried about getting in trouble on Twitter. If they yell at me and put me in timeout, I'll just.
Well, I have a point to make about that, but I want to say that THUR says Elon's coming to clean house, and it wasn't published on the stream tonight, but it is on my list of things to talk about. So we will get to that. But my thing with Twitter is, you guys know, there's probably very few people that are as addicted to Twitter as I am.
Well, I think I could give you a run for your money.
You're pretty close. But there are very, very few people out of the 8 billion on the planet. You and I are probably at the top 5 or so.
Probably.
For humans as opposed to the bots that are out there. But I find the best thing about Twitter is saying what you want to say in the most brutal way where they can't do anything against you. That's the game I love playing. So when somebody says something and I want to tell them, I just want to shoot this guy in the head, or whatever violent thought comes to my mind, I say things like, you should hang that picture on the wall as high as you can and just let it hang. And people look at me like, what? But if you think about it, you know what I'm saying. You know, so it's a way of saying things as brutally as possible, but in such an innocent way that they can't come after you. I find that the best part of Twitter is just, I love that.
That's where I'm at. You know, a lot of the people that they've blocked on Twitter are people that I used to enjoy. Not everybody. Like, I get that certain people like Alex Jones, I don't think that he should have been blocked. But I understand that sometimes when you are in a legal battle, there are times where you take your piece from Twitter for a while. That doesn't mean that you kick them off the platform. And they've done that to the thing that they've done with the conservatives. I'm so grateful for this last week, because the Dems have put their own foot in their own mouth so many times that it's really been a reflection of what up here we've been feeling in intense. You know, because we're a smaller population. It's not that you guys don't feel it, but it's bouncy with you because your states do have more power, and your state governors actually give somewhat of a shit about their jobs sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. And believe it or not, it's really noticeable. When up here, there's so much anger up here. And it's just back and forth. And it's not that we don't want to talk to anybody. We do. But when you go to talk to the other side, it's so much ringing. It's so much gaslighting. It's so much accusing you of stuff like, you're being a Nazi. And you're just like, my ancestors died fighting Nazis. And I could feel them rolling over in their grave. You know, and so, yeah, I went a little bit loose on Twitter last week. And I know I was a little bit girl about it because, yeah, I was feeling my grandfather. You know, someday I am going to pass. I'm 40, so I'm hoping for another 40 years or something. But, you know, someday I'm going to pass. And when I look at my grandfather and I look at his brother for the first time, because I've never had a chance to see the man, I want to know that I went with my own pride and this understanding that these people are fucking weird and gross. And I'm telling them to their face that it's classism. It's not racism. It is classism, and they are joining in. I might be wrong for some of it, but a lot of it is what that is. But this week has been fun. I don't know about you guys, but like, you know, there was like the little feather, and, you know, she's not the only person in Hollywood who did that. I mean, there was Crying Man. You know, they should just go through Hollywood and be like, how many of you are fake? All of you are fake. What are we talking about?
Well, I mean, Hollywood's not known for its authenticity. It's an industry built on lying, or at least playing pretend.
See, Cannibalistic Wizard gets me. He got a 12-hour timeout for saying a chick's sister should be swinging from. No, I wouldn't say that.
Gunsky got a 1-week ban for calling Amaranth a hoe. I still think that's hilarious.
Like, don't get me wrong, I get where you're coming from, because some people shouldn't. You kind of wish that some people just didn't have children. Not that they couldn't, just that they didn't.
Well, Amaranth is not to get too far off topic here, but Amaranth is
Yep. Get on to a topic.
Is I don't like people. Probably shouldn't say I don't like people, but I have a real aversion.
I will make a definitive statement. I don't like people.
I have a real aversion to OnlyFans. There's plenty of sex online if you want to see it. It's all free. OnlyFans, I think, is not good for the moral character. Not like I am the purveyor of what moral character should be, but I don't think it's good for anybody. It's not good for the people watching. It's not good for the people doing it. It's bad all the way around. I don't see any good.
I mean, I agree, but like, I understand why people I don't like subscribe to OnlyFans. Like, I understand why people do that, as opposed to like partaking in the plentiful supply of free porn. It's kind of like these people form an attachment to an individual person. So it's like, it's not that I want to see a naked woman. They want to see specifically Amaranth naked, and she charges money. So if you want to see her specifically, and I'm guessing a lot of people do, you got to pay for that.
For me, seeing a woman naked online is a matter of curiosity more than sexual interest. I guess because I have a girlfriend and she makes a point to take care of me. That I don't. I would like. Oh, is that what she looks like? Okay, and then I'll never want to see her again. I'm done. One and done. I'm out. I have no interest in her after that. Good, Jen.
Well, I think part of the problem is, like, if you're gonna do porn, do porn. Like, I know OnlyFans kind of started off as, like, about people who follow for fans, and then like Twitch, it morphed into that, and even didn't they try to get rid of that shit, and it backfired? It is just these women don't want to admit that what they're doing is in fact actually porn. Like, they think that they've taken the reins over it, and I'm like, sure, you might be your own pimp.
See, the thing I would say is OnlyFans has let them make decent money with, I mean, some of them just do, but a lot of them don't even get fully naked on OnlyFans, and they're selling, like very soft core pictures. But if people are willing to pay it, then I can't fault them for
be careful when you say people, because we both know what those people are: men.
It's also just that this kind of thing has existed before. It's just before they didn't prop it up. Whereas now they've propped it up like, this is the new thing you should do. Like, don't bother with a real career. You could just show your titties online.
That's the moral problem I have. You have women whose best talent is, look at my tits. I have the same issue. I have the same issue with women who take pictures of themselves online of their face, but they always make sure that they get the cleavage shot in. It's the same thing.
See, for me, it's kind of a slap in the face. So I never had this problem. I'm basing this off of my brother's friends. So it's one girl in particular, and she just it's not a victimhood thing. She just had a crappy family, so she left home early. She was like, okay, well, I don't have anywhere to go. I've got a kid I'm raising. So she stripped for like maybe 2 months. The Stampede up here is kind of one of those affairs where in like a 14-day period, you could probably do a first decent down payment on a house. So what did she do? She took that money and she invested it in school so that she could stop doing what she was doing. So yeah, she did it for 3 weeks, put it towards her schooling, got her ass out of that, and now she's I think she's managing her own thing.
I mean, I don't think people should be encouraged to do it, But if someone is like, I would like to whore myself out, which avenue of self whoring is optimal? I mean, I can't fault them for picking OnlyFans.
It's more of just what they do with OnlyFans doesn't lead to what my brother's friend's story is. It just leads to them doing that, and then at some point they end up going Bella Delphine, who did invest into like actual products or like hardcore things she could run afterwards, because nobody does that forever.
Before we continue the discussion, let me just say hi to a lot of people who have joined while we've been talking. I didn't get a chance to say hi earlier to Cannibalistic Wizard. Welcome. Jack's here, so we probably should have ended the stream already.
Yeah.
Green Badger, welcome.
Mhm.
I saw, was Adam R? I'm scrolling because you know how I am with the scrolling thing. Green Badger Outdoors, welcome. Mike R, not Adam R. That was the other Adam.
Yeah.
Mike R is in chat. Kashal is in
Johnny's
chat.
here.
I'm still scrolling. Mash is here. Hello, Mash.
She's here.
And Johnny Hellcat, our Thursday night host.
Mm.
I just want to make sure I
and the porn bot is also.
And the porn bot's here, yay!
You know, conveniently, because I was, you know, like.
Is that the first time that's happened when I've been host?
I don't know, but it's the first time this stream.
Okay. Well, don't anybody take care of it, because
I think they were jealous because of the OnlyFans. They were like, "Oh my god, OnlyFans is our competition.
Cynic got to
we
it
must
first.
compete."
I was going to say, don't anybody do anything, because Keyword will take care of it, but Cynic beat her to it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cynic, for taking care of that. But yeah, as far as OnlyFans are concerned, I don't know, man. It's the women who are OnlyFans. All those pictures they get out onto porn sites anyway. So you know, but it's just a way of using the male sex drive, monetizing it, so that you can take advantage of it, and the results are your most intimate images are now available to everybody for the rest of the world, for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
I think it's bad for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think people should be encouraged to do it, because there are a lot of negative repercussions from doing OnlyFans. Like, a lot of guys will not date a woman if she's got her naked pictures plastered all over the internet. Me being one of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Hey, Spud.
Hey, Spud Gun. But no, just in general, like, it closes a lot of doors once you decide to do that. And I think people should become very, very aware of what they're giving up by pursuing this line of, let's call it, business. But if someone has decided, no, e-prostitute or e-stripper or whatever you want to describe it as is the life for me, then yeah, I mean, OnlyFans is probably the most lucrative avenue.
I could never do it. I mean, I can't say that as a girl I would never do it. Hi, Opinionated Scotsman, welcome to chat. I can't say, as a girl, how do I know what the fuck it is to be a girl? But as a guy, I would never do it, and I would never date a girl who did it. It's just, I just don't. That's nobody's business but the person or the select number of people that you have a relationship with, not the whole world.
So, I remember this being a thing years ago, where it wasn't so much porn, so much as it was like ladies using themselves to sell products, because you can do that. They did
that's a lot different.
No.
Sex sells,
it is different. It is. But I'm saying that women hear one thing and it goes through the ear, it does this little whirly whoop and comes out something else. So I'm wondering if these girls heard that and they turned it into porn, because I don't have a problem with, like, because originally that's what I thought Bella Delphine was doing. Don't get me wrong, I didn't care for her style, but I kind of thought she was just pulling an anime woo. And I was like, okay, you know what? If you want to sell your anime woo to a bunch of nerds, okay. It's just that they took that and they went to porn. And I'm like, okay.
Well, maybe we should define porn a little bit better, because I consider porn to be physical contact between two people where there's lewd where you're showing yourself naked with your legs closed. And we're talking about girls here because guys are not really in this equation, you know. And then there's girls showing insertion and men and all that kind of stuff. There's levels to what we would consider porn. Most of the stuff on OnlyFans is not porn. Most of it's just exposition. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. There's definitely porn, but
I would define porn more broadly than you then, because anything that is explicitly for sexual gratification and nothing else is porn in my mind.
So even something lewd where she's just standing with her legs closed, full frontal, or maybe just
that's still porn. It's very softcore porn, but it still classifies as porn to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that sounds prudish, but I mean, in all honesty, even in Japan, like the ancient Japanese, they had geisha porn. They still considered it porn. They were fully
porn's been around forever, but
yeah.
we've made it to the point now that 8 billion people can see you naked.
Right. I think, I mean, there is degrees of like explicitness. Like there's a difference between, you know, standing around in your underwear and getting filmed getting gangbanged. There's gradients between.
I also
but I would still consider the underwear pic to be very softcore porn.
Really?
I also can't I can't help wondering if this is just past times where I was listening to psychologists, but I can't help wondering if too much of it, because let's be real, sex is everywhere. It is being sold everywhere. It's in your advertisements, it's in your movies, it's still in your movies. Even if it's the feminist being like, we hate sex, they're still obsessed with it. Absolutely obsessed with it. So it's absolutely everywhere. And you're just kind of wondering if it's either people repressing it or I don't know. It's just weird. I'm okay with not going out and having sex all the time, but some people apparently can't handle not having sex all the time. I don't get it.
I know. For me, it's all about the intention. So, like, if you're posting a picture of you in your underwear because you're hired by Victoria's Secret and it's a modeling job, that's not porn. You're not setting out to titillate and sexually arouse. You're advertising. The purpose is not pornographic. But if you're doing the same outfit on Instagram, the only purpose is to turn people on enough that they'll click the like button, then yeah, I mean it's very soft. It's like I said, it's very, very soft core, but it's still the same thing.
I'm gonna go to Clown World Theoryland. This is like Alex Jones. I'm sorry, Susan. I don't know where I get my weird ideas from. But and I'm not accusing people of colors. I'm accusing human beings, just in general. There's no specifics here. I just mean in general, because I'm talking about, like, you know, the first ape that might have been our ancestor. And I can't help wondering, because the left likes to lean around the bonobos being like close in relations to our ape ancestor. And I'm like, I kind of wish it's more like the orangutan, but you know, I it's probably a chimp. But the bonobos have a tendency to like just like they will eat each other, they will attack each other, but they're more in tendency to rape each other. Like I remember going to the zoo and those fuckers will just start doing it in front of like kids. They don't give a shit. They'll just be like, yeah, okay, well, it's done. Yeah.
Those two monkeys are killing each other.
So one day they were all in a sociology class where they were learning about how not to be racist, and the teacher was like, we're gonna learn about how we're related to bonobos. So now they're all obsessed with like sex everywhere. That's my theory, and that's as Alex Jones as I go. You're welcome, chat.
Well,
the left are bonobos.
as far as intent, I mean, if you take a picture out of a magazine that has a girl pose a certain way as part of a modeling gig, and you take that same exact picture off of Instagram, there's no physical difference. How can you tell the intent only by the picture? It's like saying
you can't.
Softcore
but
porn
the
is
context surrounding it is what makes it different.
So,
like
if a girl is walking down a beach in a string bikini, is that porn? Because that's intended to titillate. It gets kind of
That's
gray, doesn't
because
it?
I mean, I can't see any reason. See, like my instinct is saying no, but I mean logically it fits the same criteria.
Right. That's why I said that, because for me it doesn't matter the intent. If it's naked boobs, I don't care if it was by mistake or on purpose. They're still naked boobs. They're still going to have an impact on me.
Right.
So, but I don't consider naked boobs to be porn.
Here's the thing too. Porn has changed too. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever seen coaster pictures of the 1800s girls who kind of started our version of the fad. But nowadays, those kind of photos would be considered like artsy or tasteful.
Sure.
Because, they were still kind of dressed. And it's just over the years, we've gone from something that was kind of thought out to something that's just spammed everywhere. And it's almost like the horror genres. And I enjoy the horror genres because at least I know what it is. But yeah, it's almost like they're like testing the line to see how far they can push. But it's the same freaking story. But they're going to do it again and see how far further they can push it.
Yeah, well, old stuff was quote unquote tasteful,
and it's the same with porn.
Yeah, it was tasteful and raunchy. That's what we've done to it.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with the human body, especially women's bodies are beautiful.
No.
So if you just the fact that they exist, it's one of the greatest things about being alive is a woman's body. It's just absolutely stunning. But
here's the other thing though. Like back in the day, it was magazines, right? Like for you, Hammer, it was more magazines. I don't know about Terry, but those magazines are harder to find. They are. Because, you only had so many of them. They get destroyed over the years. They get lost. They get tossed out.
The old ones are gone. Yeah. I mean, you could still subscribe to Hustler today and get a magazine in here.
Yeah.
I'm sure
and then there's people who were collectors.
I don't know why anyone would want a physical copy when
collectors.
I guess, but I mean, it's just
a lot of the models are dead.
Why
something
would you
for other people to find? Like,
why would you want 10 pages of one girl when you can have 5 billion pages of 100,000 million girls? You know?
But it makes it more exclusive.
That's not even a real number, folks.
It makes it more exclusive. The more exclusive something is, the more you can kind of charge for it. But because they've spammed it everywhere on the internet, they're making money by like pennies, like $1 here, $2 here, $5 here. Maybe you get lucky and you're a big girl like Amaranth, where you can pull in 500 or $1,000 or something.
I mean, I would say,
but
like anyone who's been in Hustler, I guarantee there's other avenues outside of Hustler for people to see their bits and bobs. Like
now, because it's all been uploaded.
That's what I mean. It's like, why would you get a Hustler today in 2022?
You wouldn't.
That's kind of the thing, though. Like, you're not really getting my point. Like, the thing is because it's evolved. Because it's evolved, it's no longer the same porn. Like, it's no longer exclusive. Because it's everywhere, it's going to get sold everywhere. It's a chocolate bar now. It's no longer that exclusive magazine that you had behind the desk where you had to, have ID to get it. On the internet,
is why I'm saying I don't know why anyone would buy it. What's the point of buying?
I gotta agree with you, Terry. There's no reason. Not when it's so available on the internet and everyone has internet access.
Yeah.
And those magazines that have had women in them are now digitized and available online as well.
I know.
Yeah. So,
but you know what I mean? Like hardcover versus digitalized still means something when it comes to like dead people and collections. Like anybody who had like an original Farrah Fawcett magazine.
I can see naked pictures of Marilyn Monroe online if I want to.
Right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
But an original photo of it, still going to be worth more.
Well, but I mean, I don't know how we get off on this subject, but
for its pornographic qualities, not.
It's not about the quality. I'm just saying that porn at this point is spam. So if you're paying for it, then that's just because you're retarded.
Yeah, I agree on that. But I'm just saying there's no value in the physical media because the online version is just so greatly superior.
Yeah.
Like, why would you pay whatever it costs to buy a Playboy when
There's
you
no
could
reason.
go online, see better pictures of hotter girls
Or
for
those
free?
exact pictures, because someone's going to
Or,
digitize
yeah,
and put online anyway.
yeah.
So yeah. No,
Like,
you're absolutely right. Before you go any further though,
follow vintage classics or whatever it is.
yeah. You showed me that. You sent me a tweet about that. I didn't follow them,
follow
but
that account on Twitter, and you'll see all the playmates in the
yeah.
nude you ever want to see.
A couple people have joined chat. Addie's in chat. Welcome. Jack Slaw has joined us. Mr. Adam, who I thought we had stopped by earlier, actually did stop by.
Mhm.
Hey, Adam. And scrolling. Opinionated Scotsman's here. Welcome. All right. I got everybody out of the way. Good deal. Yeah, I don't know how we got in the subject of porn, but we're half an hour into the show and haven't talked about anything. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's how we got here.
It's Lansky's fault because he called Amaranth a hoe, and that sidetracked us.
Well, he's right, but I mean,
she's
also kind of wrong because she's not I don't want to stay on the subject too much longer, but being an OnlyFans makes you, in my opinion, a whore because you're selling intimate pictures of yourself for money. That's what a whore does. But it's different.
Yep.
It's different from being a whore from being a prostitute or being a slut. I think those words have different meanings.
Yeah.
And I think that the left squishes those words into one euphemism that's bullshit. Sex workers.
Yep.
And I don't play that game. I told Claudia about this. I'm sorry, sweetie. I don't play that game. These are the categories, and these fit things better. I don't want to hear about well, they're just people who work for money. No. It's much more specific than that. So yeah, I mean, I have that opinion. It's my personal opinion of what OnlyFans models do, but it could be worse. I find that prostitution's a much worse thing because you're talking about strangers and diseases and, that's a whole different story, but
we could always bring it up on another date because I always find it ironic that they do that, considering how many times they've canceled women for doing work that would be considered sex work by their reasoning. Like the women who so I think it was the American sports team, but there was one where they just basically dressed up. I don't know if it was for car racing or if it was for football, but they would just basically dress up racy or something and present award. I think it was the racing league. So the ladies would come in dressed up in little booty shorts and like low hanging tops where their boobs are kind of hanging out. And yeah, they get sprayed with a bottle of champagne sometimes. Some of the outfits
totally
were
by mistake, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where you could kind of see what they were doing, ladies selling cars as though that's something new. And the feminists absolutely came after them. And I remember they did something similar in the UK where they had a certain, I think it was their version of it was a certain version of a Hooters, but like a little bit more hardcore than a Hooters. And it was clearly not a child's bar or, place to go to. And I think it had to do with their sports as well. And yeah, the feminists were like, yeah, you can't work there. You should get a real job. You should go to college and become like me. And so it's like, yeah, they're okay with that version of selling sex, but not the one where you're just advertising, because one, I guess, plays into men's fantasies or something, and the other one apparently doesn't, even though it does.
Yeah. Well, we spent a half an hour on this topic, and we're not entertaining.
That's
everybody.
The one.
There's so many things that I had.
No, we could switch topics.
There's so many things. There's so many things that I had on my list tonight besides the Land of Oz, the SUV of Peace, Elon entering Twitter, PayPal with the $2,500, the volleyball team that quit. I have so many things on my list to talk about, and I just want to get at least to the two that we have on the outs for everyone else to see. Why don't we start with the Land of Oz? I know this is American politics, so you guys probably aren't too interested or knowledgeable about it. And to be honest with you, I'm not really, but I do watch Matt and Blonde show, and Matt was very clear that he thought that Fetterman was going to win. He said, "Oh no, Fetterman's going to win. He's definitely going to win because he's so weird. He's definitely going to win. He's not going to win." You guys seen
I
it?
know nothing about the guy.
Oh,
Other
really?
than he's like a
Jen,
big
you know anything
lump.
about the Fetterman Oz debate? You know anything about that?
Okay, so I only heard a little outskirts from it, so I can't remember if whose channel I got it from.
Well, I don't need to know whose channel you got it from. I just know if you've heard about it or not. You've heard about the two
yes,
Pennsylvania.
yeah.
Okay, so Fetterman and Dr. Oz of television fame are both running for governor, and they had a debate. And Oz is suffering from a stroke. He has auditory problems. That's his claim. But last night he started the debate. I swear to God, this is the God honest truth. He said, "Hello," or he started the debate with, "Good night, everybody." He started the debate by saying good night. That's where he's at mentally, as far as he doesn't know what time of day.
Was that Oz or was that Fetterman?
Fetterman said that. Did I say Oz?
Because you said Oz before.
Okay, no, it's Fetterman who said that. Fetterman's the heavyset guy who wears street clothes. Oz is the thin guy who looks like the Joker.
Fetterman is the giant lump.
Yeah, Oz is the guy who used to be on Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, he's the one who has his own show. He's an actual real doctor. He looks like literally he looks a lot like the Joker. If you've ever watched the Joker in just about every, maybe not the best one, maybe not, the Dark Knight one. What was that guy's name who killed himself?
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. Yeah, not Heath Ledger, but every other Joker is like emaciated, thin. That's kind of what Oz is. He's a really thin guy. In any case,
well, he's always been a little bit wiry, but I just want to clarify: did he have a stroke?
No, Fetterman did.
Okay, Fetterman did. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Fetterman,
to clarify, because he Oz, as crazy as I think he is, he's always been healthy with himself.
Yeah, well, he's a doctor. Most doctors are. So, and he that's kind of his thing, is talking about health. But yeah, so there are many instances. It's been clipped. Lauren Chen did a long video about the debate. Well, maybe not that long. Where Fetterman was just presented with information he couldn't realistically rebut, and he lost it. He's on video saying, "I don't support fracking." Yet on the stage last night, he says, "I support fracking. I've always supported fracking."
So he's just a politician that lies.
Yeah, and the person who asked him about this, I don't know who was running the debate, some girl. She said, "We have video of you saying that you don't support fracking. And how do you rebut this?" And he says, "I support fracking. I support fracking. I've always supported fracking. I support fracking, and I support fracking." That was his reply. He didn't go into any detail about, "Oh, I changed my mind. I spoke to residents of Pennsylvania, blah, 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 blah. This is important to their livelihood." None of that. He just repeated the same phrase, stuttering or missaying words several times in a row, but basically saying the same three.
What I think it is? I think he's been inspired by Biden. And he's like, hey, Biden became the president. So if I do what he does, I'll win my election.
A lot of them do that, though. Like even our guys up here, when you know that they don't really know a lot about the subject, they'll just be like, "I support it," but then you realize that they don't know anything about the subject at all, and their support is just verbal.
But it was presentation. It really wasn't the fact that he did or did not know. They didn't ask him any questions about how fracking worked or how it
No, they didn't have to.
He just could not make any kind of explanation legitimate. However,
is he old?
No, he's not that old. He's like 48 or 50 or something like that. He's not that old. I mean, I'm 10
Just a
years
bad
old.
stroke.
I'm 60. I don't have the problem he's having, and I've had a stroke. So that's not even a. Maybe his stroke's more severe. I don't know. I just, it was clear. The CNN even said that he dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, this is CNN. This is CNN. This is CNN. They actually said that he dropped the ball, and the polls are like 78% Oz on the night. And only the diehard Democrats who are going to vote for Democrat no matter what that happens. They could put a dead man in there. They still vote for him. those only people who gave them the 18% or whatever the number was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm afraid to play any video. I had video prepped for this. I'm afraid to play it because I'm afraid of getting a strike. I'm trying to be very, very, very good with our channel.
Yeah, it's really sad. We could be all like, yeah, we're trying to endorse you a little bit, like at least give you both a chance, but but we can't. So sorry.
And that was my kind of a segue into, for people who are watching the show live, you'll probably notice that at the bottom of the screen, what it usually says the Hammer live streams has been changed. Now it says Rumble goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is actually out of date. We've got 18 subscribers on
Good.
Rumble.
I'm happy someone saw. Well, yeah, it's not live. It's just a graphic that I put up there, but I could probably change it. But the thing about this is, if you're on the Minions Rumble channel and you want to know how many subscribers you have, I can't figure out how to find it. It's not obvious. It's not printed anywhere on the screen. You have to be someone else, and then you can see, but you can't be the actual person. Rumble goal.
If I log in as myself and go to the Minions Rumble page, it says unsubscribe 18. So there's like 18 people subscribed.
There we go. Now it's accurate.
Nice.
So it's not a live feed. I don't even know how to do that. I'd have to write a bunch of CSS and a bunch of other crap and try to figure a way to feed it into OBS, and that's not worth it. I'll just change it to 18. But if we can get to 100, that means that we can broadcast our stream on Rumble. And that's actually a question for the people who are watching tonight. Would you watch? Because, other people have done this as well. This is kind of a known way of getting people to get on a different platform. Is you'll take the show and you'll put part of it on YouTube and put the rest of it on Rumble. I mean, this started with Ben Shapiro. Monkey was talking about this the other night. It's the Shapiro model, where he starts the show on YouTube and ends it on the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever watch Shapiro, you know that's how he does it. Crowder does it. I understand from rumor that Viva Fry does it. And I don't see any reason why we can't do it. As a matter of fact, I think we can do it better than all those other people can, because unlike those other people, I can simulcast separate feeds to two different sources at the same time with their own separate customizations. So I could literally stream on Rumble and take the Rumble chat log and paste it onto the YouTube stream for people to see. So you could see what people on Rumble are saying on YouTube, and vice versa. I can do the same thing with the Rumble feed. I can take the YouTube chat and put it on screen on the Rumble feed. And I can close the YouTube feed down and the Rumble feed would be unaffected. There's so many things that you can do. If you know how to stream, not that I know a lot about streaming, but I know how to do this. You could technically run two streams, and that way we can be very careful on the YouTube stream and then end the YouTube stream and finish it on Rumble saying whatever the hell we want to say.
And I think I know just the word to start every Rumble section.
Okay, but we can't say it here tonight because we haven't. But my question is to the people in chat. Would you be okay with us starting the stream on Rumble or on YouTube and Rumble at the same time, and then closing it on Rumble only? Because it looks like a lot of people are going that way. Rumble is taking off. So you guys have to tell me if that's something you want to do, because if we can get to 100, we can do that. I can do that. I probably would have to stop doing 4K. I just don't have the upstream bandwidth to run two 4K streams. That's just too much. I probably have to drop everything down to 1080p. But most people are running 1080p on their monitors anyway. I know. I'm a rascal. But I mean, technically, there is a way to install a second copy of OBS on a machine that already has a copy of OBS and run two instances of OBS at the same time without putting too much weight on the computer, and run two independent streams.
Considering the visuals of what we stream, you could probably get away with like 144p. It's like people will be able to read chat, but that'd be like, who cares?
It's not like anybody is concerned with the quality of our stream. I like edges to be sharp. 1080p is reasonable, but I'm just not a reasonable person. I have to have 4K if I can. But if people said that they would be happy to do that, like Spud's saying, to watch the show on Rumble, then we can, we would have to work out the logistics amongst us. And that's the reason why I said that I wanted to start tonight at 10, so the three of us can talk about this in more detail.
Sure.
And so, I mean, I don't know how it would work, because we only do an hour show and we have to be out of here by 10. So we have a lot to talk about.
We could do, I mean, on a smaller scale, like 45 minutes on YouTube and the final 15 on Rumble, or a 30-30 split or whatever. But
we could do the whole thing. We have a lot to talk about. But my question was really to chat about what they thought. And a lot of people are saying that they'd be happy to watch on Rumble entirely. So not even stream on YouTube at all. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I would still do it because there's some people who aren't going to move. But that's pretty awesome that people actually will just say, yeah, I'll just watch the Wednesday shows on Rumble. That's fine. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right. Good information, though. Good information to bring into the discussion after the show. Why don't we get to... Well, we can touch on the other stuff real quick. Elon coming into Twitter was glorious. Did you see him?
I didn't see him. That's a new story for me.
Did you see him, Terry?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I read about it on Twitter.
I saw the clip. I didn't prep it because it wasn't on the show for tonight, but I should have done it because he's walking in it's a huge entryway, and he's got a box in front of him. I guess it's got pizza or something in it. I didn't really look closely to see what it was, but he's walking in, and he's laughing as he's walking in. He's like, and I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna fire every one of you people. That's exactly what was must have been going through his mind. I even tweeted back about it. But they show him walking in, laughing as he's walking in. And I was just, I can't wait for the layoffs to begin.
I think he should do the Vince McMahon strut where he sort of like walks in and he's got no chance.
If you see if you see the Twitter, if you have Twitter, it's all over Twitter. So if you get a chance to drop by Elon's channel, he posted a video of him walking into Twitter. I guess he had somebody record it for him on his phone of him walking in, or whatever. I don't know how the recording came about, but it was all over Twitter. I seriously was laughing every time I watched the video. I can't help myself. I just laugh.
I think that's why I'm in the no box, because I told somebody that on Twitter. I was like, with Elon buying that all the bots are going to disappear soon, right? Because he's laying off 75%.
Well, Spudgun's got the information that I didn't have. It was a sync, and his tweet said, "Let that sink in." Yeah. And did you see his profile? His profile says head twit or twit in charge or something like that.
Chief twit.
Chief twit. Does anybody else as giddy about this as I am? It's like the best thing that's been happening the last 6 months.
Yes, because the ups and downs have had them going up and down the entire time. Like, it's been great. And what's amazing is I don't doubt that they're all going to come back, but just knowing that they're going to go out, take a break, actually talk to real life people, and realize that some of them are fucking retarded.
Well, did you see the other video that just came out about a girl did a my day as an employee at Twitter?
I saw that.
Oh my God, these people are living like kings. They have these beautiful meals. Oh my God! Did you see the inside of Twitter? They have the pods for privacy, the meditation room, and the meals are on white plates with a big hunk of rice, and there's a big thing of chicken. It looked like it was like a gourmet meal being served in their cafeteria. I was like, God, that place is awesome. And she's like, I stopped by to play some foosball and see how everyone was doing. I was like, don't you work at this place? Do some work.
I put the links in chat.
Oh, so awesome. Awesome. I'm glad you did that. Guys, click on those links.
I think it's been an insight, because there was another girl who did something similar, And a lot of these places are like big adult daycares.
Yeah, there's my day as an influencer also. There was another video out that came out like that too. All right. Well, there's a link out there. You guys go ahead and watch that link. The other two things I want to quickly catch on, we're getting 10 minutes left. PayPal inserting their $2,500 clause back into their terms of service.
It was never removed. The only thing they removed was the misinformation.
Right.
But the hateful conduct, they never got rid of that. That was in there and never got removed.
Close your PayPal.
And that's what people have rediscovered.
Close your PayPal, folks.
I already have.
I haven't yet, but I don't see any reason why not. So I probably am going to.
No, the right when the first one happened is like, nope, I'm out, and I closed it.
Jen, do you have a PayPal?
I had issues with mine, so I haven't used it in such a long time.
Better close it. If you can get back in, you can find a way to get back into it. I think you said you were locked out or you had some kind of weird problem with it. If you can get back in, close it, because you're going to get charged $2,500 and there's going to be collectors knocking on your door.
Yeah.
All right, the volleyball team. Guys, heard about this in Michigan?
Nope.
I think it's Michigan. I'm pretty sure it's Michigan. I didn't prep for this either because I'm lazy. There's a volleyball team in Michigan that had a trans athlete on it. They're playing another team and he spikes the ball and hits a real girl on the other side and puts her in the hospital.
That's not good.
The board of directors said nobody gets to play this team anymore.
Fair enough.
So they have no opponents for the rest of the year. And of course, you know what that means? Controversy. Everybody's all up in a Twitter about it. So yeah, I feel the same way you did, right off the top of your head. Good. He shouldn't be on the court in the first place. Or she.
Yeah.
If that's what I haven't read the details, so I don't know what she goes by. Maybe she's a they. Maybe she's a THUR. Maybe it's a them. I have no idea what their pronouns are, and I don't really care. But when it comes to safety, I'm sorry. If that was my daughter, I would have beat the shit out of the guy. You know, assuming it was a guy. Like, again, I don't know what they go by, but you know, you can't put people's safety at risk. Women just aren't built like us men. Nothing wrong with it. They're not supposed to be, and we're not supposed to be built like them. Sorry, that's just the way it is. Anyway, I was very angry about that. For as giddy as I am about Elon, this made me really furious because they're just a couple of girls trying to play a fucking nice game of volleyball. And granted, there's competitive edge and you're jumping up on the ground, you're hitting spikes and all that kind of stuff. I understand how the game works, but you got to know that the people on the team set him up so that he could do that.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing. We got 6 minutes. About 6 minutes. The SUV of peace. Darrell Brooks found guilty in all charges. Man stands up at the back of the court and says, "Burn in hell, you son of a bitch," and gets escorted out of court. I got a picture of him on my Twitter, and I said, I need to send this man a beer. Did you see the news about this? That he got basically guilty on all charges?
Yeah.
Jen, did you see it?
Nope.
This is a guy who took his Ford. I think it's a Ford Escape, which is not much. If you're talking about SUVs, it's not much of an SUV. It's more of a compact car with a back. It's not really much of a SUV. It's not like a Bronco or anything like, or a Hummer, you know. But it's a still car, you know. And it's got a 4-cylinder engine. It's a piece of shit. But I know I have one of them, so I know the vehicle. But he killed 7 and mowed down like 48, I think were the numbers. I'm sure Spud's going to correct me any moment. Please do. That's a joke. And the media insisted that it was the car's fault.
Yes.
Vehicle runs down paraders. And was it Christmas parade?
Yeah, he killed children too, didn't he?
Yeah, killed children.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I never forget when it's children. Sorry.
Killed 6 Chinese. Spud, you're awesome, dude. You're awesome. Killed 6, injured 61. There you go. There's the official numbers. We really need to have you on. The deal is we need to keep telling Spud that we need to have him on the stream and never have him on the stream because that's what we've done so far. That's what we've done so far. Spud, my Twitter address is very well known at the 1 Ton Hammer. Let's work it out. Get you on the next show. All right. Tired of messing around. So yeah, that's the deal. Is that he got guilty on all charges. He represented himself in court.
It was so funny. It's like someone said, like, he's like, "Do you know who Daryl Brooks is?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's you." He goes, "Why would you say that? Because that's your name."
Adam's got a good point too. No, they blamed the police. They said he was running from them. Initially, that was the report. Yeah, that his truck ran from the police and mowed people down because that was the headlines were always the truck runs down these people because he's black, right? Isn't Daryl Brooks black?
I think so.
That's why they didn't want to name him, because if you name him, then people can find out what color he is, and then you can't sensationalize it because he's a black guy.
This is going back a bit, but I'm pretty sure Spudgun's been banned off Twitter, so maybe he'll have to contact you on Discord.
Oh, that's going to be impossible. We'll figure.
Well, it turns out the link that I have on Discord still works. So,
well, it's just that I'm never on Discord. So
but
you are. So you're my Discord agent.
Basically, so like Spudgun, just I think I'm on the minions. So if you want, I can just.
You've just volunteered for homework. It's now your job to get Spud on the show.
No, he doesn't.
I love delegating. Delegating is awesome.
He doesn't have a Discord.
Well, the great thing about Discord is you can access it over the web. So www.discord.com. You can create an account on the web. You don't have to install anything on your machine. You can create a user ID on Discord on the web page. And then you guys can hook up. Well, that's not the right way to say it. You guys can communicate. Sorry. We need a way to get a hold of you. We can't get you on the show if I can't talk to you on anywhere else but the show. I'll be off a band in a few days. So I'll catch up with you in a few days.
He'll be unsuspended in a few days, so he'll message you on Twitter.
Good day.
Once he's allowed back on.
Dude, why don't you have a sock account?
Because ban evasion is a bannable offense, Hammer.
Yeah. But
he's also
if you're not banned, you can have a second account, right?
Yes.
So
I've got 3.
There you go. So the idea here is to create those accounts and they get banned later. And then you can use one of the accounts that already exists.
Yes.
You didn't create an account to avoid the ban. You already had the account. See, you're innocent. It's 9:59 and 7 seconds, so I'm going to close this show. We got a lot to talk about what we're going to do with Rumble. So I don't want Jen staying up too late. So why don't we? Unless you guys have. What's that?
I mean, on a different day, I wouldn't mind, but we're in pre-Christmas era for some reason.
Right. I'm very sensitive.
I think what Hammer's trying to say is looking forward to it. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Normally, I don't mind staying up. Like sometimes I can go the extra half hour.
I don't want to do that to you though. We agreed on 10 o'clock when the 3 of us set up the show. We agreed at 10 o'clock. Man of my word, I'm going to stick to that number. So unless I have permission to change it permanently, 10 o'clock is the death knell. So we'll go ahead and get out of here. And I'm gonna push Rumble again in our outro. Thanks everybody, as always, for chatting with us tonight. Remember, we're trying to get our Rumble channel up and running. So if you have an account on Rumble, go ahead and give us a follow. Eventually we'll live stream there as well, and you'll be helping the minions grow. As for YouTube, if you can't wait for the next Wednesday show, remember, excuse me, that was a half cough, half sneeze. Did you ever do that before?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from. Perfect timing though. Thank you, buddy.
You know what? We have this theory though. If you fart at the same time, you're gonna have it. You're gonna set something off in motion.
I love you, Jen. Remember, the Minions are live every evening, including weekends, with most shows starting at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. Hosts and start times are linked in the description, along with our Rumble channel down below. I was thinking ahead. We will be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. as usual. I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
good night, everybody. Don't suffer from a Holy Trinity. Or is that an unholy Trinity?